All right. I don't know if this is set up properly, but it appears some congratulations are in order to the crazy bitches. Yes, they are doing their nonsense as usual and getting men to fight each other. So, congratulations. Your puppets are working very well in your favor. So, you know what I find strange? I saw some witch hunting video earlier. And I can't wrap my head around the logic being used as evidence or whatnot. Because I feel like people have very short memories around here. But November 6th was the day in question. And another question was, oh my God, why would somebody make multiple accounts? And for anybody who doesn't remember, November 6th was a very special, and this is what, 2022? This was a very special day because, you know, crazy bitch on my list was doing her crazy bitchery. Scorp thought she was making a stream about Hermit and Real Talk, roasting them. So, and as I recall, there were a lot of people that showed up and got banned. And there were a lot of accounts being made that day because of that. So yeah, November 6th, 2022. You know what? Revisiting this little stream here, I noticed a one-eyed Willie here that's got a picture of Kush. So I don't know what it was at the time, but since then it's being used to troll Kush. But there was a, yeah, we're laughing at you, not with you. She called you Hermie. She loves you. But you know what else? Darth Zadok, another one of Kush's backup channels, was also made that night. I remember Hermit got blocked. There were a bunch of people that got blocked from this chat. But just like Kush's other backup channel, Darth Zadok also has his content. Because it is in fact a fucking backup channel. So, for people wondering why people make accounts, they definitely make them for good reasons. Yeah, PJ, she's been around for a while. But strangely, the stuff that's being said... Here we have another troll. FBI agent. Wonder when that channel was made. Just curious. Hello, Billy. Actually, the next thing I was going to share was when you were over there... because strangely, the stuff that's being said currently sounds exactly like what Alice was originally saying to Contriver, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, history likes to repeat itself.
It does. You remember this night where this bastard factory was streaming, and Scorpthought was over there with Alice and this Latin patriot, who I know for a fact makes plenty of fucking troll accounts with people's names and pictures in them. So
yeah,
it's just kind of weird.
The trouble is because of patterns of behavior. Even though we might not necessarily be able to pinpoint exactly, they become like what's it, Batman's villains called collectively? Like the gallery or something like that, or like the usual suspects?
Yeah.
They become prime suspects.
Yeah. They do. I always just assume it's a crazy bitch. Period. The end. I mean, no sane person goes around making fucking troll accounts with other people's pictures on them. Or tries to impersonate people. That's why the wrenches are the way they are on my channel. So I know the person typing is the real person.
Well, people want like evidence, and maybe this doesn't really constitute as evidence, but I mean, you've got someone called FBI agent in your chat, and they were there at my stream last night. So
this one was?
Yeah. Calling me a supporter of pedophiles, and I'm just like, fuck off with that. But the point I'm making is that we've got we know there are trolls, and they come along causing trouble. So is it really a stretch of the imagination that they're going to start trying to impersonate and get people in accusations thrown at them?
Right.
Here we go, another one.
Yep.
In your chat.
Oh, you know what's strange?
So it's clear that we've got people who want to incriminate other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why when you see something that's kind of like out of the ordinary, not to jump the gun and assume it's authentic.
Right.
People need to be a bit more discerning. And to me, that's really the bigger sort of alarm bells, is that people are so gullible and naive that they'll believe anything and get put to task.
This Kush Loves Kids person has a wrench on my channel. Well, it used to have a wrench on my channel. That's why they noticed who actually got rid of the FBI agent account. See, this is kind of shit I don't like.
Yeah, they're wrenched.
Yeah.
And that brings up a separate sort of topic of like, it just proves that wrenches don't really safeguard anything. And
right.
if you are heavily dependent on wrenching to be your indicator, it could be used against you, because once it's been corrupted, you now have false faith in or false reassurance, thinking that it's protecting you, when really it's allowing deceitful behavior. It's giving deceitful behavior a pass.
Mm-hmm. And people that used to be trusted individuals. I'm sorry, I don't trust anybody who jumps on a fucking crazy bitch bandwagon and makes such fucking disgusting, vile accusations like that.
Right, and it shows like a level of impulsivity, a lack of discernment, a lack of critical thinking, emotionally driven.
Yeah.
So it has a trickle down effect. It destabilizes people. It causes confusion, false information, misdirection, and it all kind of makes people more and more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Which is when they start to say, "Oh, we need to have better protocols in place, i.e., we need to have tighter gatekeeping."
Right.
But then that, because it's been sort of like it's been contaminated before it's even implemented, that gatekeeping is based around distrust and in a kind of like aggressive manner.
Yeah. Well, I know this one-eyed Willie is not Iridium Kush. I mean, just the way they type isn't even like him. So, I don't know. It's sad to see, though, Billy.
It is not a good sign. I saw
Mm-mm.
this long ago happen in the narcissistic survivor community,
Yeah.
where people are calling themselves empaths.
Right.
Uh, they are worse than the people they claim who are narcissists,
Yeah.
because they adopt the narcissistic's tactics and traits and behaviors, like picking up the fleas, but they add to it because they're doing it under the sort of virtuous banner of being empaths, of being survivors.
Yeah.
And people who don't know better side, and they think, oh, we need to stick together because of brotherhood and loyalty,
Right.
but not realizing that they've been turned into enablers.
Yeah. And puppets. Crazy bitch puppets.
Mm.
That's why I look at this situation. I'm like, you're literally puppeting crazy bitchery. Oh, why? How about you keep your own fucking emotions a little bit?
It's from their point of view, it's they don't realize they're even doing it because they think this is what you're supposed to do, and what other way of behaving are you meant to? Like if you were in the survivor community and you thought,
Mhm.
oh yeah, we need to band together, we need to watch out for each other's back, and we need to go on the attack if we get infiltrators. But then you're being told that you are unconsciously forming a kind of like mob. What is a individual supposed to do? You know, they came to that group for camaraderie and salvation, for support. You know, they feel vulnerable being on their own. So it's like it's a bit like grooming and gang culture, where even if they might have an awareness that something isn't right,
Mm-hmm.
they want to be on their own and they want safety in numbers. So it's like a fawning response. Well, I better go with the program even if I don't like it because I don't want this hate mob to turn on me.
Right. Right. You know
And this
what's
is what
strange?
starts
Well,
cannibalizing.
it is cannibalizing. You know what's even stranger though? That Kush Loves Kids channel. It says it was made October 20th, 2023. I haven't streamed in a while. I don't know why I would wrench that person who made an account yesterday. I didn't do that. That's weird.
But another reason why we need to be questioning as a separate kind of discussion, like what is this wrench system? How reliable is it?
Right.
And it's also kind of a bit of an insult to one another because it's like you telling me the only way I can sort of trust you is with a wrench. I don't actually know you as a person.
Right. I'm curious how that person got a wrench who made an account yesterday. That's weird.
Luckily, though,
I
we can.
haven't given a wrench in a while.
Well, it might be like a bit of a blessing in disguise because, luckily, because these trolls can't help themselves, they can't contain themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're frothing at the mouth to cause trouble.
Mm-hmm.
They sort of prove the point for us by trying to perpetuate the situation.
Right.
We don't need to go digging looking for information. They come voluntarily outing themselves.
Right.
It's like
Can the master wrenches, because there's two wrench levels, can there's a standard moderator and then kind of like a master moderator. Can the master moderator wrench somebody else?
I'm not too sure the ins and out of the master wrench, sort of how that function works.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know either.
And because of all this stuff that's sort of being put out there, it undermines, it voids out any accusations. You can't have any accusations on any level if you have systems that are unreliable, like that are jeopardized in some way, that can be exploited and manipulated.
Mm. Yeah. It's just a shame to see. Ultimately, it just comes down to puppetry. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, if people were more discerning and use critical thinking, this shouldn't really be a problem.
Right.
But it's the at ease at which people just buy into it and take other people's word for granted. Oh, they told me it was true, so I'll believe them and I'll get my spear ready. It's like, whoa,
Right.
hold on a second.
Yeah, and it's so weird that like what's being puppeted currently is literally what those people jumped on Contriver's ass about defending himself about such accusations. Like, how did that happen?
Well, now you're like looking into the sort of playbook of how to sort of terrorize people.
Yeah.
Is because it's, if someone was to throw an accusation, how else would you expect them to defend themselves other than to say, like, that's not me, I didn't do it? If that's not good enough,
right,
then then they've already been judge, jury, executioner before there's even been a trial.
Yeah.
And this is why it's a lot. This is why when people are saying it's just beef between two people, no, it's not, because this means anyone and everyone is potential targets. And should a group of people start making an accusation against you and isolate you and discredit you, slander you, then your chances of getting through it are very slim.
Well, I think it's bullshit.
I do too.
I think from a group of folks that claim to be for each other.
Sorry, I was cutting you off. Yeah.
No. I think you know what I mean. Like.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, hello, guys. You've all been manipulated for a long time in your own different ways. You all know about false accusations.
Right.
You know this is clown world. You know there are trolls and predators and people are out to manipulate you. And it's literally happening in real time, in your face.
Yeah.
And you're not pausing for thought.
Yeah.
Because when a voice of reason starts to like try and put a bit of sense, I put myself at a bit of it, because now they're beginning to sort of silence me, caution me, and tell me, "Oh, Billy, stay out of it and be careful. You might get a backlash and all this." It's like, well, it needs to be said.
Yeah.
I've already experienced the same kind of thing from that narcissistic community.
Yeah. Yeah, they are full. That's like the crazy bitch fucking. That's their lair. That's where they all hang out.
Yeah, and like I was saying, now I'm getting accusations of some dickhead people saying like, "Oh, you support pedophiles." It's like, well, you're already proven to me that that because of these, what's a good way of saying it? Like, because of these fanatical, silly, like, "Oh, Billy, you're gaslighting everyone." It's like, well, already you're discrediting your own argument.
Right.
Like, if you want me to believe, if you want me to drink the Kool-Aid, you're gonna have to sell it to me better than insulting me by saying that, oh, stop it with your education, you're gaslighting everyone. Like, I didn't study psychology for nothing.
Right.
And that's why I've got the perspective to see the bigger picture and be
Right.
like, look, this this incident example is almost irrelevant at this point because of the bigger mechanics that are taking place behind.
Yeah.
This is about control, fuel, and supply.
Yep.
It's about riling people up into an emotional state so they can't critically think. They make poor their judgment is clouded. That makes them vulnerable. That makes them controllable.
Yeah. Meanwhile, these crazy bitches that are causing all of this are sitting back, having a good time, and rubbing one out to watching the men fucking fight each other.
Exactly.
They're doing exactly what the crazy bitches want them to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I think pisses me off the most.
Yeah. But from the victim, and this is the thing, it's like, I'll pick a side. It's like both sides are being targeted in different ways. They're both victims in different ways.
Right.
But from the perspective of the like hero in this story, trying to get justice for save the children, in their mind, they don't see it because the narrative makes sense.
Yeah. Hey JR, you're one of my master wrenches. Will you try to mod up this fucking troll that's in here? I just want to see if that's a thing. Because I know the master mods can time out other mods, standard mods. But can you actually wrench somebody up? See, this person that they're typing reminds me of Latin Patriot. He said he can't wrench, just hide and block. That doesn't answer my question. How in the fuck could somebody who made a profile yesterday have a wrench on my channel? Because I did not give them one. That's the weirdest thing about all this, I think.
As far as I'm concerned, that in itself is a significant proof to be like, right, case closed. It's straight away like, so people can create an account, they can get modded, and there's nothing to stop them from doing some sort of shenanigans.
Right. But I didn't give that person a wrench.
Yeah. Well, even more so with the
yesterday, an account that was made yesterday.
Yeah, that just further illustrates how to which ease it is. You don't even need someone drunk on a stream to accidentally wrench someone.
Right.
Which is what people are saying that Polska Bob might have done. He might have accidentally wrenched.
Right.
But the trouble is that people don't want to hear that. Instead, they have such a belief that no, it must be the real Kush.
Right.
And it's like, you're telling me that this real Kush is randomly now suddenly timing people out, people like Hammerhand,
right,
out of the blue,
right,
and jumping from that as this is therefore proof he is a kitty fiddler.
Right.
How does timing someone out prove it's like giant leaps in logic. It's like, see, I knew it all along. If you knew it all along, where was the proof before then?
Right.
Present that proof.
Jim said there's got to be a YouTube employee or a bot causing chaos on ScroogeTube. I'm wondering I'm wondering. Because that's weird. I mean, I don't know anybody who works at YouTube. I did sit on a plane next to a crazy bitch that was a Facebook moderator, we'll just call it. Like, her only job was, like, Facebook paid her to fucking sit online and take people's comments down that got reported or whatever. And this was one crazy bitch. Like, the way she looked out the window and how, like, scared and fearful she was of life. I'm like, whoa. So you're one of these that determine whether people can keep their profile or not. Weird. Yeah, somebody with serious access under the hood. Yeah, I don't know. What is the significant, or what is the symbolism of the collar having fallopian tubes and uterus as a profile pic? That's a good question. It seems very feminine to me.
All right, talking about my avatar.
No.
Yes, the female reproductive system is the Baphomet in disguise.
I think this one, Billy the Cope. Are we the baddies? I don't know. I mean, yours is clearly a goat head. Maybe Moon Boots is fucking blind. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with all this. If people want to fucking listen to crazy bitches, have at it. It's just sad to see people that, you know.
Well, the trouble is that, well, another trouble is for, I'll use the initials, the BT making a kind of declaration, like taking this as a personal plight, doing a public service announcement. He's sort of taking the responsibility, like if or when this does backfire,
Yeah.
you know, he's kind of put his foot in it. He can't backpedal really.
Yeah, I mean, what I heard earlier, I was like, wow, you're actually saying that publicly. You're literally being a puppet publicly.
Yeah, so.
And somehow Linwood's involved. Which, who knows if it's really Linwood. Yeah, I don't know. But this whole impersonating and trolling Kush thing is nothing new. And it started because he publicly said something about cyber toxins queen, Alice. That righteous brother. That's why it started originally. Because of this crazy bitch.
So it shows that they hold a grudge.
Oh, yeah.
Lying in wait.
Oh, yeah. Super grudgy.
Just because anyone listening, whoever in the community, isn't being targeted right now, don't think that you're exempt.
Well, it's the only reason this dude ever went over to the MGTOW space to begin with, is to protect his fucking queen. It's strange that nobody fucking uses their brain. Oh well. They can do whatever they want. I just understand why people give up on trying to help people like that. And I can see if Kush no longer wants to fucking try to help men when he's being fucking attacked by men. I mean, because of crazy bitches, of course, but yeah, Smith, we know that's you. I trust channels that have content on it more than I trust just random.
See, those crazy bitches are enjoying. They'll take any little crumbs of like pleasure. So
Yeah,
like oh,
but
wonderful.
they've been starving for attention lately.
Yeah, it's part of the cycle. But
Yeah.
to add to this issue, because now there's an issue of like, oh, who's in the chat that we could? Is this the like who you got at the moment? You got like Smith, you got JLM, you got CJ. It's like, oh, is this the real? You know, so it's like, oh, wonderful. Everyone now doesn't know who's who, and it's distrusted, and you know, everyone's on there is suspecting, paranoia. You know, so, and that's another reason why like this is affecting everyone now.
Well, let me do something real quick.
And they're taking this opportunity to be like, look how heavily trolled this stream is currently being trolled.
Yeah.
And I've got trolls returning to my stream after a hiatus or you know whatever. So this is their opportunity. It's like, oh great, you know, let's what's an expression like? They're basically trying to piss everywhere.
Oh, they are pissing everywhere.
And they're having a good old time.
Yeah.
You know, so they're kind of flaunting it. It's like, look at what we're doing. You're all talking about us, and you're trying to figure us out. You're trying to work out which one, who it is, and all this. All this is wonderful.
No, no, Billy. It doesn't matter which crazy bitch it is. They're all the fucking same. None of them are special. That's the thing. They all behave the same.
Yeah, it's all it's the human centipede. So they're all jumping in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're not fucking special.
And again,
they are.
Like, evidence. This is proving that. Look at the coincidence, the timing, and everything. You've got these accusations, and then you've got this piss party going on. So, is it a coincidence, or is it a stitch up?
Yeah. I don't think
if they want to be gatekeeping, people should be saying, "No, we ain't even going to entertain this stupid idea. It's absurd."
Wow. One fast monk.
If there's any sort of consolation or relief, they probably don't enjoy conversations like this being had, and that's partly the reason why they're trying to disrupt it right now.
Oh yeah, I know.
we're spoiling the game for them.
I know. Yeah, the Jada drama.
What about it?
Oh, Gym City's completely ignoring the Will and Jada drama. Yeah, I've been ignoring most drama. It's just the same thing over and over and over and over. Like, well, it's just really sad. And I didn't really see any evidence that was like the burden of proof was what? That the account was made the same day that Scorpthought had her stream and was blocking a whole bunch of people from typing in her chat. It's not really. It's not really any kind of proof of anything.
It still doesn't really explain, even if it was true, like what would be the motive.
Yeah. It seems like people that were in that stream trolling Scorpthought at the time are now trolling Kush, which is weird. So they weren't there in support of Scorpthought at that time. And I know Kush was in the chat in support of Hermit and Real Talk, so it's kind of strange how those tables have turned. Hello, Lawrence. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say about it. Is there anything you want to add? I'd like to wrap this up and end the stream. Actually, I have some questions after this for you, if you have the time.
Yeah, like people should try and, because one thing, when there's confusion and all these other elements, your perspective of the world starts to shrink. You get tunnel vision, and which is why it's important to put things into a bigger context. Look what's happening worldwide. The whole world is being gaslit. The whole world is picking up narcissistic fleas and being smear campaigns run everywhere. Fear is rampant. So this is the situation that's happening in our little microcosm is just a macro version of that.
Yep.
So when you have that kind of understanding, then as part of your sort of rational mind, everyone needs to be a bit more attentive to being like, what am I exposed to? What kind of snake oil am I being sold? What is it that people want me to believe, and why is it they want me to believe that?
Right.
Take some self-accountability in this instead of just being a gullible sheep, just being spoon-fed because you want to be accepted in a group.
Right.
And you'll start to see, once you start to like have a little bit of a resistance in that sense, you'll start to see people they'll add the pressure on Do as I say. I'm going to tell you what to do, or you better watch out. I'm warning you. Or as a friend, I'm telling it's like, okay, if you might be true. You might be trying to give me a cautionary word, but you seem very adamant about this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you start to display signs that you cannot be controlled and you will think independently, and you have some self-autonomy, they won't like that.
Yeah.
And that makes them this is when they'll start to
Yeah.
So whoever is in the shadows, just if everyone just kept mouth shut, time for people to keep their mouths shut, and just those culprits involved, they'll start to speak up. They'll start to make a big song and dance. Why does no one care about this and all this stuff? And don't you know what's going on? We've got a pedophile in our midst or whatever. It's
Right.
like, that's what you want me to see? That's what you're selling me. I ain't buying it.
Yeah. I just, when I see that, I mean, it kind of, something that was said in the video, I saw something about, pay attention to the company you keep. Like, I can tell through what people say the kind of company they keep. Like, if they're literally puppeting what the crazy bitches are saying and started, then you're literally keeping company with crazy bitches. And I don't understand why that is. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't.
Well, if you're not going to be doing your own thinking, then you'll allow other people to do the thinking for you.
Yeah. Hello, Derek.
Throw in the emotional component, and
Yeah.
it becomes more and more easy to persuade, to maneuver, to coerce people into doing things against their better judgment.
Yeah.
Because people generally don't like to think of themselves as being wrong. So this is where you get comments like, "Oh, I just know."
Right. And then what is it? It takes one to know one type of, is that where you're coming from? Is that why you know? Like, see, I wonder if there's some deeper psychological stuff like guilt or shame about certain things. Like, I don't understand how somebody could just throw something out there like that is so potentially destructive to somebody's reputation and livelihood. Like, I mean, people, I think people know better, but still, it's like,
you got to look for the sort of motivational motivation, but sometimes it could be a projection,
right.
that motivation as well, to try and offload some of the shame.
Yeah. So is it a projection or you're just a crazy bitch puppet? I feel like I would want to admit I was a crazy bitch puppet before I would admit that was projection. That's just me, though. Like,
And mentioned earlier was this sort of element of fear. So in this sort of situation, if we're trying to keep a community pure, but we can inject a bit of fear that, oh, we have infidels or unholy ones in the crowd, then they must be exiled, which becomes a problem, because then it's like the only people in the group are clones of myself. Like, I will not accept anyone anymore unless they are exactly as I want to imagine myself being.
I fully trust your judgment, JR. That's why you are a master. So do what you need to do, man. Well, we seem to have a lot of viewers. Hardly anybody typing.
Oh, they're here to. Well, I was a bit offended because I had loads of views on my last video, and it's kind of like, you're all here just for the drama.
Well, no, I put Bastard Factory in my title. So Alice, Latin Patriot. Scorp thought if she isn't too busy fucking,
Talking
being
about
married.
me,
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're watching from the bushes for sure.
and you haven't streamed for a while as well, so
Yeah.
I'm probably wondering what you're saying. But I think for the most part, a lot of people are, ooh, because we haven't had drama in the space for a while. Like, yay,
Right.
Christmas is coming close. Yay, oh, Christmas is early. I
Mm.
want to open my presents now.
Right. Yes, Derek Saunders, you should do a veteran stream. That would be good. It's funny. I was talking with somebody at work the other day. He was in the army. A lot of the same story as yours, Derek. Like he got out. He was only 6 years in before they were trying to mandate him take the vaccination. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing it." He was gonna sign up for more, but he's like, "No, I'm not doing it." All right. Well, there's your final words. I don't feel.
Hit my piece, yeah.
Yeah. It's just sad to watch, man. But oh well, it is what it is. Crazy bitch puppets, man. You can say all day, every day how they're not being influenced by women, but come on. If you say the same thing some low rent bastard factory fucking said, I don't believe you. All right, y'all. Everybody in the chat. Derek, Jim, Smith, good to see you. JR, thanks for moderating. Thanks to the moderator from the shadow. Appreciate it. Actually, you doing that made me realize something pretty important. So, all right, y'all have a good night.